you have been extremely accurate with your predictions on Afghanistan. And as we were discussing earlier, the US intelligence had predicted a 10-week window for the Taliban's takeover of Kabul. And you said that it is going to happen within 10 days. And this was much before the US troops exited Afghanistan. What made you come to this conclusion? Very few people actually came to this conclusion, including eminent strategic scholars.
See, by profession and by nature, I am a strategist. So I tend to look at things from a different prism. And being an interested party to the geopolitical scenario, being in the ruling party of the government of India, I always look around the geopolitical scenarios and try to figure out what is developing and look far into the future to see what kind of implications can these changes impact India with. So when I was looking at the pull-out strategy of United States, which started way back in February, and then there was a date set for the 31st of this, the last month, August. Then I was closely following the developments in Afghanistan and that axis of Pakistan, China, Afghanistan. And I could sense that things will come to a boil very quickly. And that happened with American troops started to pull out sometime in the second week of August in the first kind of an installment of exit. And then I figured this is going to get the curtains to be drawn. And that's how exactly it happened. And there are two reasons why I felt that the war will be bloodless and the Taliban against the incumbent Afghan government will be a war which will be bloodless and a coup which will be instant. And it came out to be true because there are two factors. Number one, the China factor. Number two, the Pakistan factor. When the February deal of pullout was signed between America and Taliban, I knew the very moment China would embrace Taliban. And China would train and retrain Taliban in the strategy of acquiring Afghanistan without any conflict. When I say conflict with other nations, so that nobody enters the fray. And also because there are so many warlords who control many provinces in Afghanistan.
Yes.
They would want Taliban to acquire the capital sooner than later because it can get murkier. So that is one part. That is the China factor, which trained Taliban and ensured that there will be a quick attack and win of the capital. So that is one factor where I could foresee things will be faster. Number two was the Pakistan factor. And Pakistan is actually the handler of Taliban. And ISI, as I foreseen, would have given them the entire war game or war plan of how to surround Kabul in that 6 days period. And also they were in touch with all the army commanders of Afghanistan, as I have foreseen, that they would have intimated them, you die or surrender. And the third factor, which I didn't mention, I said two factors, but there is actually one more factor, that is the ignorance of US factor. Because US doesn't understand the cultural issue of Afghan army will not fight the Islamic Taliban army. So the cultural ignorance of Biden saying to the Afghan president in one of his interactions at the White House that you have a robust army, one of the biggest armies we have built for Afghanistan, that comes out of sheer ignorance because the Afghan army just put the guns down and surrendered, not a shot fired. So these are the three factors which I have foreseen that Afghan army trained by United States will never fight the Taliban, which is the Islamic army, the Islamic scholarly army. And that is how I could predict that the fall of Kabul will happen in about 7 to 10 days, when the US intelligence was saying it would take 10 weeks.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.